Hey, this is Warren Redlick with your daily Don't Panic message for the Tesla community. Yes, it's true that the Inflation Reduction Act, as interpreted by the Internal Revenue Service, everybody's favorite federal agency, they've decided that the Model Y five-seater doesn't qualify for the $7,500 tax credit, and some other cars from the electric vehicle community or hybrids or whatever do qualify, and it's dumb, and it will probably get fixed at some point. But we don't need to panic. There are simple solutions for Tesla. I'm not saying I know what they're going to do, but I think there are simple solutions. A simple solution is just sell seven-seat Model Ys. Just change the factories over, make everything a seven-seater Model Y. You'll get charge an extra $2,000 for the car. The buyer gets a $7,500. I mean, it's $3,000 extra price, but maybe you lower the price by $1,000. The buyer's getting a $7,500 tax credit. Tesla's making more money on the car. They sell more cars because the price has dropped. People are getting more for their money because they're getting 7 seats instead of 5. This doesn't seem like a big problem. For Model 3, the Model 3 long range probably is you can't even order a Model 3 long range, but it's probably over the $55,000 cap. I predict, and I've been saying this for a while, that Tesla will announce a mid-range Model 3 that they'll sell for $54,900, and it'll include, like, your choice of color. They'll do a couple other things to make it work so that you get a mid-range Model 3 with maybe a 70 or 75 kilowatt hour pack and 320 miles of range instead of 350 miles of range. Again, simple solution to the problem. In the long run, Tesla will probably lobby the federal government to correct the situation with the Model Y five-seater, which should get the $7,500 tax credit. Now, it is true that this unfairly gives unfair favoritism to legacy auto companies, that some of them are getting this tax break on vehicles that probably shouldn't get it, and Tesla isn't getting it on a vehicle that should get it. But if you look at the grand scheme of things, Tesla's going to sell like a million cars in the United States this year that are going to get a $7,500 tax credit. So that's a $7.5 billion break for Tesla and its customers. The other companies together might manage to get a couple 100,000 vehicles together or 300,000 vehicles together, and they'll get the $7,500 credit, but they're going to share that across 10 companies. So Tesla is going to effectively get in the ballpark of $7.5 billion out of this credit. It could be 6 billion, 8 billion, whatever, something like that. The other company, the average typical legacy auto company is probably not even getting $1 billion out of this. So this benefit is huge for Tesla. Bolt, Chevy Bolt, they can't make them in volume. The Mustang Mach-E, the Ford F-150, and Lightning, they can't make them in sufficient volume to really get much out of this tax credit. And yeah, they've got some hybrids, but even those they don't make in sufficient volume. It's just not going to matter that much. It's a huge benefit to Tesla still. If it's a benefit to these other companies, yeah, it's bad policy. It's not a great thing. It's just not a big deal. And over time, maybe they'll take 3 months, maybe they'll take 6 months, maybe they'll take 12 months. Tesla will lobby. They'll get the IRS to change it to recognize the five-seat Model Y. And I think if I didn't already mention, I think Tesla will adapt and they'll come up with a Model 3 that comes in under $55,000, a mid-range Model 3 with $20,000. Maybe Tesla will somehow come up with a shorter range version of the Model X that will come in at under $80,000. I don't think that's likely, but that's an interesting take, is if Tesla said, we're going to make a 300-mile range Model X we're going to defeature it. We're going to take out a lot of the expensive stuff, and we're going to deliver like a crazy amazing Model X for $80,000 or 79,900. Not out of the realm of possibility. They could pull it off. 300 miles of range, 280 miles of range, something like that, to get like an amazing, awesome SUV. And then after you buy it, you pay $10,000 or $20,000 to software unlock the full battery. Right? That's a technique that could be used. There's ways that Tesla can work around this. Don't think of Tesla as a company that's going to whine and cry victim. Think of Tesla as a company that's going to adapt, figure it out, and then lobby or work with the government to try to make things better. That's just the way things work with Tesla. So don't panic, all is well. And later today, we'll get our production and delivery numbers. Don't obsess over the production and delivery numbers. The big issue for Tesla long term is maybe more what's the production rate this year? What will the production rate be next year? Really, we're looking towards, third week of January 19th to 26th, somewhere in there. We're going to get the quarterly earnings, and we're going to get hopefully guidance for the next year about what we expect for Tesla to achieve. I think there's a lot of good news. I remain tremendously optimistic. Tesla's a company that innovates with extreme urgency. T-shirts at elonbits.com. Please check out my other videos. Support me on the Locals platform, Patreon, as a YouTube channel member. Like this video, share it, and subscribe. And thank you so much for watching.